What's up, man? Shamrock Show, episode 7. My boy Andrew Gernhard here from Synthetic Cinema. How you doing, bud?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, man. How was your weekend?
Pretty good, busy all the time.
Yeah, getting anything good?
Yeah, I mean, we're working on a bunch of projects, so it's just a matter of finding some time off every here and there.
Yeah, I feel you. I just had my days off. I went to go see that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I've heard great things about that.
I hated it.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, how do you hate it? Everybody loves
I
it.
know.
All the film people are going to hate you.
I know. And that's the thing is I think that I'm just not cool enough to like it. I was reading, so I've been reading about it since I hated it because I know it's gotten such great reviews. Although the general vibe in the theater when I walked out was like kind of eavesdropping. It seemed like nobody liked it that was in that theater.
I know. Well, I know it was Tarantino's biggest opening.
Yeah.
I've never been a Tarantino fan, just so you know. But
okay.
So I've never been like, oh, he has amazing stuff. But I have nothing against him.
Right. So I don't think my expectations are too high. So like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt are two of my favorite actors. Like they're guys who are like, if they're in a movie and I'm on the fence about it, I'll probably check it out because they usually do good stuff. Without giving away too many spoilers, the ending, I hated it because it's a kind of a true story. Like the movie's not a true story, but it was intertwined with the Charles Manson stuff.
Okay.
And they ended it differently than what happened in real life, and I was like, what the fuck? But that's kind of a Tarantino thing, I guess. But yeah.
Technically, he can do whatever he wants. I hear he's writing a new Star Trek movie, too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's supposedly the next Star Trek is going to be him.
Tarantino movie?
Tarantino Star Trek.
Interesting. Yeah, so I know it's like such a huge movie right now. Brad Pitt was actually killing it, dude. His character was really cool. But I was hoping you had seen it to give me some feedback.
No, so the performances were good. Just you didn't like the overall story.
Yeah, dude, it was too long. It was running about 3 hours.
I feel like every movie is doing a 3 hour.
Yeah, and it was a lot of build up for not a lot of payoff. Like, I don't know. I did see something that said, like, you have to see the movie twice. The first time, you want to appreciate it. The second time, you have to see it. So, maybe I'll give it another buzz, but it was, like, a movie I've been looking forward to, like, for so long. And, you know, like, I generally do like Tarantino movies, but I'm not, like, a huge... Like, I never saw Inglourious Bastards, which was, like, his second biggest opening, right?
I didn't see that either.
I didn't see it.
I think I've only seen Kill Bill.
I like the Kill Bill. What about Dusk Till Dawn?
Dusk Till Dawn. He directed that?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I know he was in it. Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn was a great movie.
And I saw that before. You know, I was in my teens and I didn't even know who Tarantino. It was a movie that I saw. But
it was kind of at the beginning of his career.
Right. But yeah, I had a lot of high hopes for it. So I just figured since you were a movie guy, I would pick your brain on that.
With the movies and dogs and a new baby, I can't get out to do much. I haven't even seen Endgame yet. I think everybody in America has seen Endgame.
I've never seen any of the Avengers movies.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a big comic book movie
You're
guy.
the 0.0001%.
Yeah, I'm just not a comic book movie guy. I was a comic book guy growing up. Like, I don't know. I didn't like the first Iron Man, so then I just never went after that.
Oh my gosh, I thought first Iron Man was good.
Yeah, but doesn't the end of the movie was like, oh, we gotta hit the self-destruct button. Like, why the fuck would there be a self-destruct? Like, the whole movie, like, this whole build-up to go out like that, so...
It's an easy out.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I felt robbed on the easy out on the movie. But, get a little bit off here.
No, it's still kind of on topic.
No. I don't want to pump all these other movies. I want to pump yours. But, so you are part owner and producer for Synthetic Cinema based in Rocky Hill?
Yeah, we're in Rocky Hill, 10
Hill,
minutes outside of
Connecticut.
Hartford. Yep.
Cool. But you've been doing movies even before that, right?
Oh my goodness. I think I started, I think, in 1999.
That's the year I graduated high school.
That's the year I graduated college.
Perfect.
So that's about when it all started.
Yeah. How did you went to NFA, which is an art school to begin with? Is that what directed you down that line into movies, or how did that come about?
Well, I went to Norwich Free Academy, like you said, and it was an art school. It was a great experience in my life, and I went to school with a lot of great artists. Throughout elementary school and junior high, I was like, everybody thought I was a great artist, but when I got to high school, I realized, oh my goodness, I'm not as good as them. And that year happened to be very talented. Yeah. So I know I kind of changed my direction to go towards visual arts.
Okay.
And that was before there was such a thing as computer editing or digital video.
Right.
So it was a little bit tougher to do back then, but that's what got me into, being into video production. Otherwise, I was going to be a priest or a chef.
Really?
So way different.
Yeah, you're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, so I was all over. Priest I wanted to do because I thought I got like free living, free food, and that type of stuff. I didn't really research it that much.
No,
I'm a chef. I like to eat, so
Yeah, those are all good reasons.
Yeah, good reasons.
Good reasons to get into those particular. I just saw a girl from NFA, speaking of being art school, she had a picture she did of one of the characters on that show, Orange is the New Black.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and then they're going to use her picture in the TV show.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw the headline, but I didn't drill into it more to figure out what it was.
Me either.
But you know more than I do.
Yeah.
So, but I do know I graduated with Esther Wallstein, and she owns Trillium Brewing, which is big. She graduated my year.
Yeah.
And then the guy who owns that pickle company, that's like the number.
Oh yeah.
He's younger than me, but yeah, Grillo's Pickles, which are
yeah.
unbelievable pickles. There's my push for you.
Yeah.
And the Trillium is great beer.
Throw me into that other. Still in that 0.01%. I hate pickles too. So, like,
wow, opposites.
I know. So I met you in, I want to say it's 2008, 2009.
I think it was before that. For Alien Opponent.
Or Alien Opponent, yeah.
Wow. I think that was 2000. No, you're right. Probably around then. 2007.
Yeah.
Yep.
So somewhere in there, I was managing a little strip club in Berlin on the Berlin Turnpike, and you guys were looking for a location, and you were doing a movie with Roddy Piper, who I didn't even get to meet, but that was neither here nor there. But yeah, you guys came in for 2 or 3 days and did some scenes there. And I got to do a line in the movie, so you gotta check out this movie, Alien Opponent. It was on Netflix, it's not now, but you can rent it on YouTube for like $4.
Yeah, and it's on DVD all over the place. Yeah.
But what's that girl's name? Was in the movie. She does all the Furniture Direct commercials.
Oh, Adrienne LaValle.
Yeah.
She went from that to the Furniture Direct. Furniture Direct is a much better job.
Like I see every time I see her, like, I know that girl.
Yeah,
I see that.
She's been doing those for years now, probably 10 years.
Yeah, like basically just about since then, right?
Yeah.
But that was a really cool experience. It was my first time ever getting to see like a movie being made, and I got to have a little line in it, which was always cool, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that was, like I said, about 10 years ago, and you were in that horror industry for a while, right? So what drew you to horror movies?
Yeah, that was kind of our last movie before we went off and started doing movies for the Chiller Network and Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
And so after that, we did a zombie movie called Steve Niles Remains.
Right, and that was in Norwich, right?
Norwich, yeah, we blocked all the main streets.
Yeah, I remember that was a big deal, though, when it happened.
Yeah.
You did some stuff I think it was at Chasers at the bar
downtown. Chasers and the town hall and the main streets. We had like 300 people showed up for zombies. It was really cool.
I remember it was a really big deal when that happened, man, for sure. But I totally cut you off. So what got you into the horror genre?
Well,
from you were just telling me you were going to be a priest, and now you let people get their faces ripped off.
Well, my first job I was doing educational videos for little kids, and I wanted to get into movies, and we did a shot-for-shot parody of Jaws called Trees.
Okay.
And it was a very awful, super extended, basically SNL skit.
Okay.
But it got picked up, and it went to all the Blockbusters. For those of you who remember what Blockbuster is,
I worked at a Blockbuster.
Yeah, Blockbuster was great. I miss it. But all the Blockbusters had it. And then we did a sequel called Root of All Evil, which did not do well. Yeah. And I kind of got out of video production, and then I got into. I came back to it and did a movie called Hell's Beacon, which turned into Predator Island that Universal distributed because we hit the DVD market. Yeah. VHS was going, and then everybody was looking for DVDs. Hollywood Video, Tommy K's, Blockbuster Video. So the way I figured out to do monster and horror movies was, I looked all around and I saw that there was all these A-list movies, and the only thing on the shelves was monster movies.
Yeah.
Everybody else, all my friends were doing these, investing a ton of money into dramas or comedies that don't quite hit and don't try to get distribution. So we just did kind of cheesy monster movies, and that's where Blockbuster started to pick it up. Then we moved into television and streaming after that.
You're talking about, how VHS was phasing out, and then you did DVD. I was just thinking the other day, I've never owned a Blu-ray. I missed a whole line of technology.
Wow.
I went from VHS to DVDs. I stuck horror with DVDs, and now just to streaming. I never owned a Blu-ray in my life.
Yeah, Blu-ray is the least amount of machines. I do own one, but it's the least amount of machines I've owned. But when I first heard that people were going to watch TV or movies on a phone, a flip phone, like a StarTAC or something, I was like, no way is this going to take off. Yeah. 90% of my viewing now is on that damn phone.
Right. Like, I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm not going to watch something on this, but
now
I do
but
all the time.
Everything. Like I said, 90% of my viewing is on that phone.
Yeah, man. Blockbuster. That's great. I worked at the Blockbuster on West Main Street in Norwich. It was one of my first jobs out of high
I
school.
rented from there.
Yeah, and that was a crazy time, man. It was a fun job, and you just kind of watched movies and threw in VHS. We would just watch stuff all day. But it was a fun job. But what a great experience going to the movie store was. Like people who the convenience of being able to just rent things from home is awesome. But it was such an experience to go to the store. Like the people who are watching us, like my customers who come to Sunsets who are in their early 20s, who probably never did it.
No.
When you go to Blockbuster on a Friday night, the smell of the place, the disappointment of the movie you wanted.
Yeah, when you go there and all the copies are out.
Or then like the super clutch moment when the guy's like, oh, let me check the return box. When people would return the movie. Oh, we just haven't put it back on the shelf yet. And getting late fees, like you'd end up, if you didn't return the movie on time and they'd charge you if you didn't rewind it.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole experience that's kind of really gone right now. And it's just...
It wasn't bonding.
Was
you had
cool.
a family involved. You had friends involved.
Right.
It was everything. Then they had video games there, which were big too.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I started renting video games. That was a whole new market, man. But it was a cool experience that I think the more stuff like that we lose, it's not.
The less human we become.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
We're just plugged in, sitting and plugged into everything, like this podcast.
Yeah. But let's not hate on the podcast.
No, but you're watching on the phone.
Right. But
we could do a VHS of it.
I would totally do a VHS of it. So you're a producer on the film.
Yep.
So my understanding is a producer, the director will say, I want someone to break through that wall, and it's your job to figure it out. Is that kind of like what it is?
Well, it kind of, a producer's involved from the very inception of the film to the delivery, so we're there for the longest.
Yeah.
Where some people work on them. Our movies now shoot 15 to 25 days.
Okay.
And, the crew works on it for those days, plus some prep and wrap out. But we're there. If the movie shoots in June, I'm there from 6 months before till 6 months later. I have to guide the whole thing through. And I do, if the director wants something, we do get them the crew that they need to do that, the locations, anything they need to make their vision become a reality.
Okay. Yeah, any little movie stuff I know is like that I think I know is I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I don't know if you're a Kevin Smith guy.
Yeah, I like his stuff.
But he's done some like Evening with Kevin Smith where he kind of talks about, like, people ask questions or whatever, and he talks about the back end aspect of it. And I always just find, of anything that I'm interested in, whether it's movies, whiskey, fighting, I like the business end of it. I like hearing about, like, kind of how the product gets to be where it is. But, I just heard him talk about, him as a director, like, oh, I want this to happen, and, the other guys trying to figure out how the hell they're going to make it.
Well, he's a producer, too, and a writer, and he's a comic book fan, and you're not a comic book fan?
I went to his comic book store in New Jersey.
Actually, had a show on that, right?
Yeah. The this is called Comic Book Man. It was kind of like a Pawn Stars kind of thing. Where people brought in stuff, but me and I went to Atlantic City, and I was like, I saw the sign for Red Bank, New Jersey, which I just recognized from the movie. Like, we got to get off here. We did a little hour detour. I'm actually going to see Kevin Smith live in Boston in November. He's doing a tour to promote his new movie.
The new movie.
The new movie's got coming out.
The reboot of
right.
Silent Bob and Jay.
Yeah, which I don't know. Like from the first trailer I saw, it seems like a little bit more slapsticky. That like his stuff is usually like kind of more dry. I mean, it's like it's dick and fart jokes, but it's like usually a bit more lowbrow, a little bit more dry. And then the trailer I saw did bother me a little bit, but I know the whole point of the movie is they're like kind of making fun of reboots. So
they're trying. Before in the other movie, they're trying to stop the movie about their comic book, and now it's stopping the reboot about their movie. Right. Which is a funny concept, but it does seem different.
Like, you ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
I love this show, and then it went off the air for a few years, and the new season came back, and it wasn't the same. It seemed like it was trying to
emulate what it used to be.
Right. When it's a different time now. It's just some things just don't work in different eras, but. I'll go see it. Me and my girlfriend are going to the live show. I actually he had a live show in Yukon one time, so me and my boy went, and this was like early 2000s, and it was the same kind of thing, and he was taking questions, and I totally forgot all about this so he kind of fried me, he kind of beat me down, so my question was, I was like, you do all these movies with all these actresses who get naked in other movies, but no girls ever get naked in your movies. How come? And he's like, oh, well, once you've seen one movie, he kind of like fried me about. He's like, oh, you must not see girls naked. And I was like, I manage a strip club, but yeah, that's kind of my Kevin Smith story. But I'm looking forward to see him, and that's kind of my director who I will go see stuff I've seen. Like he did this movie Tusk, it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. But
The horror movie, right?
yeah. We did another horror movie called Red State, which is really good.
Yeah.
But he's a director. Like I said, I'm not a Tarantino fan, but like I'll go see a Kevin Smith movie. I'll give it the benefit.
Yeah, well, I like he's you know, he tries different genres,
Yeah.
which is nice. Where a lot of directors get stuck in, like Tarantino, you know, all his movies are kind of the same.
Right. I mean,
But he's mostly a writer. You know, he's a writer director, so that's why they're very similar.
yeah, wait till you see when you do see this movie, that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the end like fight scene is like brutal, but it's really fucking cool though.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah,
I mean, the trailers look good, and the behind the scenes, it looks really nice.
The end fight scene is you know, he always has these
Yeah.
great like battles, you know, and I need a little bit more Proper 12. So you're doing horror movies for a while.
Yep.
And then now, all of a sudden, you're doing Christmas movies in Mystic Village with Chris Explains It All.
Yeah, with Melissa Joan Hart. Yeah.
How did that translation come about?
Well, you know,
it's a big
difference.
It's a big move.
It's, you know, we started with the monster movies and the horror movies, which kind of went to thrillers, like Lifetime-y thrillers, like we did The Murder Pact, and we did a movie called Stalkers Prey.
Which filmed right here in Niantic.
We shoot a lot. Eventually I got to make a little tour of the movies featuring, you know, Niantic and Norwich and all that type of stuff. Yeah. And it kind of led into Christmas movies. The Christmas movies are nice. They look great. They're fun. You know, they're you know, we're not dealing with killer sharks or shark cages or anything like that, so it's a little bit more interesting to make. But it kind of was just a natural progression because we do these type of movies, and you know, there's certain budgets we work with and certain time limits, and they all kind of fit within those same rules.
Right. Now, success-wise or financially maybe, is it a big difference doing a movie on Lifetime versus like a B horror movie that you're putting out yourself, or is that considered more of like a successful thing, or is it is it a bigger deal to be on TV? I would think so.
Well, they're all different in their own ways.
Yeah.
You know, some movies, and they all have different. Some movies do better on home video than some movies do better on TV. Right now, you know, we're having a lot of viewers for our Christmas movies. Yeah. You know, we did a movie called Christmas at Pemberley Manor and Melissa Joan Hart, Very Nutty Christmas, and everybody knows them. Yeah. I mean, the thing with Hallmark fans are as big as the Marvel fans. I mean, I can't, like, crowds of people come to watch us shoot these movies.
Really?
People love them. People know Hallmark more than they know Spider-Man. I mean, I find out on the street, they all want to meet the stars, and they all want to meet, you know, see the set. They all want to take pictures on the set. Everybody knows Hallmark, and it's amazing. I've never had, you know, people say, oh, I've heard of this movie, or I've heard of this, but we have people from the Hallmark movies we've done, they know scene for scene, dialogue for dialogue. They love it so much.
Well, it probably hits a lot of emotional, like, you know, the Christmas movies you watched growing up, and it's a family thing, so, you know, they probably gather the family to watch it.
And have so many of them.
It just hits differently, you know. That's really cool, man. I've seen you guys get a lot of press for those as well. Seems like, you know, the paper and the news and stuff, you see, like, oh, they're shooting in Mystic Village. And
it's just always hot because we shoot them during the summer.
Right.
so all the actors are in wool and big coats and fake snow, and it's like now it's like 100 degrees outside.
Right, yeah. So you just finished so now you went back, though, to...
Yeah, we did a string of Christmas movies for a couple of years, and we got the opportunity to do Stalkers Prey 2. Yeah. Stalkers Prey was very popular on Lifetime, so we decided to do Stalkers Prey 2, which ups the ante of all the craziness that happened in the first one. Yeah. More deaths, more action, more sharks.
Well, that's what a sequel's about,
yep.
right?
Yeah. So I think we took you know, what we did and just expanded on it, and you know, we're in the middle of editing it now, and it looks great. When
is the release on that?
Well, we're hopefully going to have it done for delivery in September. Okay. And then I don't know, it could come out right during then, or it could come out during Halloween, or they might hold it till next summer because it's a summer movie.
Right. Put it out during Shark Week, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I know there was one day that we had at my bar where the original one was on TV and everybody was watching. I had it on all the TVs. Everybody was watching it. You know, it was all going on Instagram. Like, oh, there's Niantic, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing when you watch these Lifetime thriller movies. Everybody tweets. Yeah. And you watch the tweets, and it's so great to see these people freaking out about something. Like, watch what he did. I cannot wait for them to see Stalkers Prey 2, because the lead guy, Bruce, comes back in this one, is so effed up. Yeah. Like, people are going to be freaking out in the stuff he does in this movie, because it is amazingly stalkerish,
Okay.
like crazy, and I think people like that because it's insane.
Right. Well, people probably deal with it all the time.
Yeah, you deal with it all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So the movie that, the big one that I was on, you had what's the kid's name that he was in Mallrats? He's the Kevin Smith movie.
Jeremy London was
Jeremy
in
London,
it,
right.
and Roddy Piper.
Right. Which I thought was cool, me and Jeremy, because I was a Mallrats fan. So
Yep.
I got to do a couple scenes with him in the bar as an extra as
Yeah,
well.
because he did appear.
He
the club.
did come to the club. What's the biggest star that you've worked with? Melissa Joan Hart, Roddy
Goodness.
Piper. What do you think?
Well, the biggest for me was we did a movie called Wishing and Hoping, which is based on Wally Lamb's novella.
Yep.
And
He's an NFA guy too, right?
Yeah, he's an
Wally
NFA guy
Lamb?
too. He's doing a big series for HBO right now in
Yeah.
New York called I Know This Much Is True, based on a second book.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's the book where I first heard of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was his, and She's Come Undone was his first book.
Yeah.
We shot at NFA again, and we shot a movie called Wishing and Hoping, where Molly Ringwald was the lead.
No shit.
Chevy Chase narrated it.
Chevy Chase, he's Putnam or something, right?
I don't know.
He does.
No, I know Putnam. That's the guy from Cocoon.
Brian Dennehy.
Brian Denny, which was in a Melissa Joan
but-
Hart movie.
Right, but Chevy Chase, he lives somewhere in Connecticut because I know he does the high school, the graduation speech.
Yeah,
I think
if anything, I bet she lives up near New York on the
Yeah,
Connecticut side of New York.
I thought it was somewhere more local, but now you're right. I'm thinking Brian Dennehy.
That movie had, Conchata Ferrell, the maid from Two and a Half Men,
Yeah.
but the biggest star I've had was Meatloaf.
You did something with Meatloaf?
Meatloaf was he's been my hero since high school.
Yeah.
And we had a chance to hire him as the priest in Wishing and Hoping.
Okay.
And I had spent the second he got here to the second he left, I spent every minute with him.
Yeah.
So I loved having Meatloaf here because he's been my idol for years, and that was, to me, that was the highlight of my career.
He would do anything for love, but he won't do that. Great.
So yeah,
that's a dope album though.
Yeah.
That album came out in high school and it was like not cool to like, but I really liked that album.
Yeah.
My dad got it for me for Christmas. There was a lot of really cool tracks on that.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. He had a lot of great stories. He stayed at Mohegan Sun.
Oh, did
funny
he?
enough, when he came to shoot here.
Yeah, I forgot that he does movies because he was in Fight Club.
Yep, and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, I forgot that he's a movie guy too.
He was an unfortunately not really awful Patrick Swayze Black Dog they're about truck drivers. And when they pass out, the black dog attacks them, and Meatloaf was like, I think, the evil trucker.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, he plays some good parts. He was great in this movie.
That's I'm gonna dig that out, man. That's really cool. You said that's your idol, and he was cool when you met him because they always say don't meet your idols.
Oh, he was
I've always
very
had
cool.
good luck meeting people. Generally, meeting people who I really like, I've had good luck with. They say don't meet your idols, but
No, he was very cool. Molly Ringwald was great. It's cool to see her because you and I both grew up with Molly Ringwald.
Right,
that was
Breakfast
she was
Club, like all those
in all the movies.
all the movies, yeah, for sure. That's neat. I didn't know that you worked with her as well. Is there any stars that you have on your list, like realistically, I really want to work with this person?
Well, my one of my dream careers would be to work on Doctor Who.
Really, I've never seen that show. I know of it, but I've never seen the show.
Yeah, Doctor Who is my favorite show since I've been a baby.
Okay.
And then Ghostbusters, and I know they're shooting a Ghostbusters 2020 right now.
Right.
Which I didn't mind, by the way. I know everybody panned the 2016 film. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I think it was part of the universe, but it wasn't my favorite Ghostbusters.
I
film.
didn't see it just because I heard so many horrible things.
Well,
about
to me, it was like you were talking about earlier about how the movies don't seem to be what they used to be.
Yeah.
I feel like even the Star Wars films are more almost fan-made. Major motion pictures rather than part of the same universe. But I have hopes for Ghostbusters 2020. A lot of good stars in it.
Yeah, well,
looks good.
Yeah, I think that'll be good too, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But, so that's your dream, is to be on a Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, or I would do PA work on Ghostbusters or Doctor Who.
Yeah.
One of my other dreams is coming true. We're shooting a movie in Iceland.
Dude, that's high on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, I went to Iceland and I loved it.
I've never been. That's high on my bucket list.
Well, after you see this movie, you'll have to go.
Yeah, for sure.
It's only a 5-hour flight.
Yeah, I'll do my synthetic cinema tour. I hear it's super expensive there. Like just because everything's imported. Like a beer is like $14. Like they don't.
The only thing that's expensive is the food.
Okay.
But you can get flights for cheap.
Yeah.
You can do Airbnb, which we did Airbnb. And we did like a 12-day trip.
Yeah.
And the food is expensive.
Yeah.
But I think one morning I had 2 bagels, coffee, an egg thing, and it was like $56.
Right.
US dollars.
Because they don't have anything there.
A lot's important, except for fish. If you like fish and chips, all day long.
All day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, between the Aurora Borealis and the Blue Lagoon and all this. I mean, every time I see people, it seems like more and more I see people are going there, and it looks awesome, man.
It's funny. Like 5 years ago, you'd be lucky if I saw one or two person posting about Iceland, but now it's
Right.
the big thing.
Right.
Everybody wants to go there.
This kid I know lives locally, Dan Fish. He's a photographer, and his pictures when he went, man, were
Are
just-
amazing. Yeah, I mean everything is
Oh,
amazing. That's
oh,
why I
yeah.
can't wait to shoot there because every angle
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
What are you gonna do there? What kind of movie?
It's a Hallmark movie.
I was hoping it was gonna be like a
No, they've
gory
already done
Viking
that. No,
movie.
it's a Hallmark. It's a fun kind of like, these people have graduated college and they want to kind of relive their old adventures.
Yeah.
And they kind of go on an adventure across Iceland.
So when you do a movie, like say a movie like that, where does the script come from? Do you guys have someone in house that's a writer, or does someone bring you guys a script? How does that work?
Well, we came up with the idea, location and the idea, and then
Right.
the writers actually are from Hollywood.
Okay.
They wrote the script. In fact, I just got the script today.
Yeah.
And I read it over, and it's great. But yeah, so our screenwriters are a combination of they could be people we know or people the networks or studios know,
Okay.
and go with.
So like if I wanted to have a movie made, like I couldn't just bring you a script.
No, a lot of people think that. A
Yeah.
lot of
Do
people
do people who like know who you are throw stuff at you all the time?
all the time.
Like I mean, I know I've slid into your DMs asking about getting into movies. So is that what?
That's
is
getting
that-
into movies. I mean, I don't do. Remember, I don't do casting, and I
Yeah.
don't decide on the projects. A lot of people think I do,
Yeah.
but I don't. Like when we go to pitch, like to a studio or network, we will pitch like 30 ideas,
Yeah.
like just one paragraph ideas, or even 2 sentences, and all of them could be thrown out. So if you come to me with like, oh, here's my one script, the chance of that being made is like better chance of getting hit by a car,
Right, right.
than the script. So because a lot of these networks and studios that work with us want very specific things done, and your script may have the gist of it,
Yeah.
but not exactly what they're looking
What's
for.
not what they- yeah,
Or
yeah.
they could be working on something that already is just like that, or they've done something, or
Right.
they have something planned.
Yeah, and you always hear these stories about people, put their life in a script. They leave them in the back of taxis of like Martin Scorsese's Taxi.
Sees it.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, I mean, I hear a lot of great ideas, and some of them, if we're always looking to pitch ideas,
Yeah.
but it's hard. And I have had people come to my house actually with scripts, which I
Really?
don't recommend,
Yeah.
because that you don't get greeted well if you come to my house. So don't just give us scripts. Talk to us somewhere.
Have you ever written a movie?
I have not.
You have not. Is
I
that
have
something
not.
that you're interested in at all, or no?
I have no interest in writing.
It's
I
not
could never
science-
do it.
it's not
No,
your thing?
no. I directed a movie called Assault of the Sasquatch, which is completely awful.
Was that was right after Alien Opponent?
That was just before.
just before it.
Alien
Okay,
Opponent.
I knew because I remember seeing about that, so I knew it was in that.
Yeah, and I played the Sasquatch in a couple of
Yep,
scenes.
you did
So,
not.
yeah, because I was the only big guy who could do it.
Awesome.
So it's like the big guy that we had, Jason. I'm talking to you. You didn't show up all the time. I had to play him, and so I was directing as the Sasquatch, which was kind of interesting. I wish we had some behind the scenes footage.
What do you think of Sasquatch? Do you think it's real?
Oh goodness, that's on the spot.
Yeah.
I think people think it's real.
You're not buying it?
In this day and age, with all the technology, we can see 10 different interviews of everything.
Yeah.
The fact that nobody can get a clear picture of it, that makes me doubt everything.
You think it was ever a thing? What about is it there's a Brooder or is that JFK? There's a one tape of the.
Well, they proved all the old tapes wrong, like the old. I think there might have been some like the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
There might have been some type of creature that resembled it, like whether it's a bear or an ape,
Yeah.
and that probably got everybody's imaginations. I mean, think about when when the pirates, they had these maps and they used to draw these sea creatures. They just didn't know what they
Right,
were.
right,
Like they saw an octopus and like, oh, it's a sea creature,
Yeah.
or even like narwhals with the
Yeah,
with the horn on top there.
Yeah.
They think it's a big sea creature. So I think there probably was something, but just nobody could identify it.
So you're not buying the Sasquatch?
No.
Okay. So say somebody's at home right now, right, and they're checking this out, and they're in high school or college, or they've got nothing going on, right? And, they're an adult, but they have a really creative mind, and they want to get into movies. Like your full-time job
Yeah.
is you work in movies. They want to be you. How does someone become you?
Well, a lot of being in movies is enthusiasm, putting your time in, talent, and just kind of getting through and networking.
Yeah.
To get into our movies, like Crew, for example,
Yeah.
we start off with interns,
Yeah.
and then maybe the first 1 or 2 films you're an intern, but then you become paid, and then you get a position.
If you show that you can.
Yeah, I mean, you got to show. I mean, we get a lot of people that want to be interns. They show up for one day and they're gone.
Right.
It's like this is what movies are. They're long hours. They're tough.
Yeah.
But in the end, you get this great movie at the end. So and I will tell you this: 100% of our interns have gone on to either work for me or work for studios or work for networks. So they've all gone on to jobs,
Yeah.
you know, whether they stayed in Connecticut or went to New York or New Mexico or California. They've all gone on to do stuff, whether it's audio, grip work, you know, producing, everything. So it's a matter of just getting out there, being professional, and networking. Like when you get on our crew and you're an intern, you're a production assistant,
Yeah.
get to know everybody. But don't be a pest.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't be
there's
like
a
little
fine line.
chihuahua. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
fine line. Like don't be a pest, but kind of observe what you're you know, what they're doing. And what I think they should do is, if you're first time interning for us, is you kind of look at the departments, whether it's art or sound or camera, and you kind of decide where you want to go. And the next time you come to work for us, you can work as a PA, a paid position in that department.
What's a PA?
A production assistant. They are the bottom of the rungs, but that's where everybody starts.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's done that. And then you work your way up through that. You know, unfortunately, a lot of the professional people I work with have to have some type of resume with either
Right.
studio films or network films to get hired on as like a screenwriter or a
Right.
DP, which is director of photography, or director. But, you know, and to tell you the truth, you know, don't be discouraged if you're in Connecticut about working in movies, because you can work in movies in any state. Because it's not like, you know, the 1940s where you had to be in California or New York, or
Right.
California for that matter.
Yeah.
Movies are everywhere. You got movies, you got TV shows, you've got, you know, even commercials all over the place. And it now is, this is multimedia. So
Right.
I mean, everything is multimedia. So just get out there, you know, do as much as you can. I mean, I interned when I first got into the business for 7 years for free.
Really?
7 years I did free job. I did everything. I did audio work, I did grip work, I did PA. You know, I did everything so I'd get to know all facets of production before I moved into anything. And I started out as a cameraman. Then I moved from there. But you know, I learned, of course, everything I know is ancient history now. All technology is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, get to know everything. You know, watch movies. You know, everything in, like, my iPhone is more advanced than anything I had growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I had an iPhone to do short videos with and stuff like that, because it's amazing what you can do just with what's in your pocket.
Right.
So just do it, you know. And then to reach out for us, to just, you know, go to our website, you know, syntheticcinema.com, and you can email us through there.
Yeah, I know you guys post like when you're looking for
Yeah.
extras and stuff like that. You do the same thing with
Yeah, and we
interns, or-
do, you know, we do everything. You know, we used to have a big website with all these sub things. Now the website just hooks to all our social media, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So most of our first announcements come out on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, if we're looking for, I know a lot of people looking for extra.
Yeah, I
Stuff.
see that because, you know, obviously I follow you guys
Yeah.
now for years, and I always see when you guys are looking for extras and stuff, and you know, that's a great way to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, and we have a core group of extras that love to come out and be in any type of movie.
Yeah.
So, and they get to have fun, and they all know each other, and that's kind of a cool group to be a part of too. And that's all through a digital sign-up system that is available through Facebook and
Yeah.
Twitter and our website.
That's awesome, man. Now I know I asked you like who would be, you know, your ideal person to work with. Have you ever had any like horrible experiences with stars where you have them on and they're super high maintenance, and you know, it ends up being not what you were getting into?
Well, I can't talk about that, but yeah, we have had some.
Without saying any names.
Without saying names,
because I can see it on your face. You got something
we
good.
have had, you know, a select group of above the line people every once in a while that are a little bit tough.
Where they're like, is it like somebody who like was somebody and now they're like,
There are challenges. That it could be anybody.
Right.
It's really not any type of status as
Yeah.
far as like they were or they're up and coming or out and going. But it's, you know, I think it's just, you know, there's different attitudes.
Yeah.
And everybody makes movies differently. I mean, they make movies in Canada differently than they make them in Connecticut, differently than they make them in New York, differently than when they make them in California.
Yeah.
And, you know, our team, you know, loves to make movies and loves to be involved. So we embrace everybody, really.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody has their personality differences,
Yeah.
and it happens.
Being in the business, right? So like being in the bar business, right? So if I go to a bar, I instantly start judging like everything. I'm like, you know, why are they carrying this product? Why do they have this set up like that? Why is this person doing this? Are you able to watch movies as a fan, or do you pick them apart?
Well, I haven't had time to watch much since I have a new baby.
Right.
But
just in the past, you know,
in the past
years that you've been doing.
the only thing I really probably pick on is, to tell you the truth, is if it's totally awful, whether it's
Yeah.
script or acting wise, you can pick on that. But I think anybody can.
Yeah.
I pick on special effects a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something that you
Yeah,
know about,
like-
something that I'm just Joe Blow.
But you would notice some bad special, like, yeah, I can't get over when they have these multi-million-dollar movies.
Yeah.
Low budget stuff I can't pick on because it's low budget.
Right.
It is what it is as far as like the effects. But I can't believe it when you see like let's say $100 to $200 million movie
Yeah.
and they have a bad digital effect. It's
Yeah.
like, how did that happen? When you're spending so much money on it.
Right.
Like the old Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Some of the effects are awful. But a lot of it is also some of the effects you don't see in reality, so how is it supposed to look? So you gotta compensate for that as well. But there are some bad special effects in some big movies.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I was wondering, because like I said, I pick things apart with stuff that I know. So I didn't know if it's like impossible for you to go and watch a movie and be like, oh, it's bullshit. They missed that shot or whatever.
I'm really not. I know a lot of with the invention of social media and online, a lot of fans are ravenous. Like they want to reshoot Game of Thrones or they want to do something like that. Or it's like Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah.
It was a fine movie. A lot of Ghostbusters fans picked on it.
Right.
But I saw they pulled some stuff from the cartoon series. They pulled stuff from the new director, and it is what it is.
I forgot about that cartoon. I really liked that cartoon.
The real
series
Ghostbusters,
as
yeah.
a kid.
It was fun.
I forgot about that. I really
They
liked that.
incorporated some of their kind of like their gadgets they had in a
Yeah.
new movie.
Do you guys get a lot of fan hate or whatever? Because the internet is something anybody who I have on the show, from whatever background they're on, I'm always interested to see how they deal with it because people are just fucking awful, man. People are the worst. I hope there's aliens out there that are way better than us.
Oh, there probably is.
Because people just hate. I can't imagine being the person who sits online and just blah blah blah. Fuck this person. They just hate on people who are doing stuff. Do you scroll through comments, reviews of your movies and stuff like that?
Well, the funny thing is the holiday movies are
Yeah.
typically the reviews are great.
Yeah.
People love them because you really can't judge them too much.
Right,
because they're Christmas movies. They're fun. The horror movies, the thriller movies, they do get judged a lot.
Yeah.
But we personally love them.
Yeah.
Like when Stalkers Prey 2 comes out, whenever we do the premiere, maybe I'll time it up to do some of the Sunset Ribs. We do the displays of the tweets,
Yeah.
and we type along with the fans,
Yeah.
and they will be like, I hate this actor, I hate this actress,
Yeah.
why did this do this? And we go, you just feed it.
Yeah.
Because that means they're telling their friends to watch it. So that kind of
Any
that
publicity is good
frenzied,
publicity.
that frenzied
Yeah.
stuff is what is cool about, especially thrillers.
Yeah.
But the Christmas movies get great reviews. The thrillers are always it's the crazy people waiting online because they comment every 5 minutes
Yeah.
or less about these movies.
Yeah, I mean it's a different thing, but from the bar industry, I used to I have a folder in my phone of screenshots of tweets, and I keep meaning I want to do grab Swab, come down to the bar sometime. I want to do mean tweets like Jimmy Kimmel does.
Yep.
I just have some awful stuff that
brutal.
people say, but it's so funny that it's so awful. You know what I mean?
A lot of times I agree with it. To touch, I'm not blind. Some of our movies are good. Some are not great, and there are even the great movies have scenes that we despise.
Yeah.
One of the first reviews of an awful movie, Predator Island, which was our first movie to home video. One of the reviews on IMDb, I think you can look it up, was I'd rather watch a toilet flush than see this movie again. I love reviews because it was awful.
Right,
the
right.
movie is awful,
Yeah.
and it's you got to get beyond. Even that's my advice for filmmakers too: is realize that you don't make perfect stuff.
Yeah.
Move up and move on. Realize what you did wrong and how to correct it, and and go with what your audience does think, because your audience is sometimes right.
Yeah, I think you just probably have to make sure you're getting a fair sample size.
Yeah.
You don't want to listen to all the negative shit, but you also don't want to let your head. You don't want to listen to all the great shit
Yeah.
too.
And just in the bar business, and in any business,
Yeah.
a lot of negative stuff is from filmmaker wannabes.
Right. Right.
People who want to be in film and they're just angry that this person's doing it.
Yeah.
So I hate them.
Right,
That
right.
happens too.
Yeah, dude, that's a personality trait that I could just never get behind, man. I'm always when I see someone doing something big, I'm always happy for them. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I feel the same way.
I've never been the person to jealousy isn't. I don't want to say not jealousy, but hateful jealousy. I can see someone doing something awesome, I can be jealous that they're doing it, but not in a despite. Oh man,
you don't want anything bad.
no, it makes me want to do it better. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just whether it's in anything, I well, how can I do that?
Yep.
Because I am. Just jealous is such a negative connotation, but I don't know another word that would fit it. But it's not a hateful I want to see them fail because they're at this level. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's kind of
Well, it inspires you to do better.
right,
Work on
and
stuff that you like to work
I
on.
think that's more of an attitude people need to take. And I think in this generation of the internet, it's so easy just to hit a dislike.
I
leave
think
a bad
social media
review.
brings up a bunch of jealousy.
Yeah.
It brings up a lot of internal.
Well, no, people
stuff.
are also just showing like the best of their life that isn't real. Also,
Yep.
so it just if you don't have it, then even you might be jealous of someone who actually is miserable themselves. You know,
Yep.
you have no idea because no one's putting their bad shit out on
Yep.
Instagram. You know?
Also, don't put all your. I have people that put some of my friends put all bad stuff on you. You can't do that
Yeah,
either. You got to balance
I
it.
can't-
It can't be complaining all the
Right,
time either.
Right, but yeah, what's up with those people that put just their horrible stuff?
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
And I just, I kind of feel bad for them, but they're looking for attention. You know,
Right,
they
right.
want to have somebody say, "Oh, I like this," or "Here's my, proposal to make it better."
Right. Yeah, dude, just go out and get it, man. Like it's really cool that you've done what you've done. You know, you work in movies full time, man. Like how many people can what percentage of the population can say that? You know, it's a really cool position, man, and it's one of the reasons I want to do this kind of shows. It's like, oh man, people, it's out there. It's not a pipe dream that somebody who's working a dead end job right now or has like these dreams like, oh, it's too big, man. It's not too big, right?
No,
You know?
try for whatever you can try for.
Yeah, man. What's your social media link for like Instagram, Twitter, all stuff for Synthetic Cinema?
Well, it's all just Synthetic Cinema, one word. You can go to www.syntheticcinema.com. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram. Easy enough.
Leave horrible, mean reviews.
That's fine.
He loves it.
Yep.
You might end up on the premiere screen. I get an invite to Stalkers Prey tour premiere.
Yeah, we got to do a local premiere.
I like it. All right, man. I appreciate you coming down and doing the show, bud. Hit up Andrew Gernhard on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Look for those extras, and
Yep.
maybe I'll be down there. We'll be an extra too, and we'll get in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you coming down.
You got it.
All right.